In Tulsidasa's Sri Ramcharitmanas, Lord Shiva tells Parvati that the Supreme Lord takes the avatar and descends to earth for various reasons. One cannot pinpoint and say that the Lord takes avatar only for this reason. He says, O Parvati, listen, the Vedas and the scriptures have sung the beautiful, detailed, and pure characters of Sri Hari. The reason for which Hari takes avatar cannot be said as this is it, because there can be many reasons which one's material intellect cannot even comprehend. The fundamental reason for Lord's avatar is to establish dharma by defeating the evil and spreading God's glory and giving bliss to the devotees. Lord Shiva then narrates different avatar stories of Lord Ram and Ravan in different kalpa. He says that at the beginning of the process of creation, Lord Brahma created the four Kumaras or the Chatursana. As the four Kumaras were born from the mind just by a desire of Brahma, they are referred to as his Manasputra. Their names are Sanak, Sanandana, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumar. When the four Kumaras came into existence, they were all embodiments of pure qualities. They did not have any sign of negative qualities like pride, anger, attachment, lust, material desires of Kam, Krobh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar, etc. Now, Lord Brahma had created these four Kumaras so they could help in the process of creation. However, the Kumaras refused his order to procreate and instead devoted themselves to God and celibacy. They requested their father for the boon of remaining perpetually 5-year-old. Due to the boon from their father Brahma and the strength of their tapa, the four Kumaras always looked like 5-year-olds. By virtue of their tapa and austerities, they appeared to be children, but in reality, they were very wise and spiritually advanced. One day, the four Kumaras, Sanak, Sanandana, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumar, arrived at the entrance of Vaikuntha. Tempted by the world inside, they walked towards the gates. As they were about to enter the spiritual realm, they were stopped by Jaya and Vijaya, the Dwarpalakas or gatekeepers of the Vaikuntha. Considering them children, Jaya and Vijaya arrogantly declared that they could not be allowed inside the abode of Vishnu. They informed the Kumaras that Vishnu could not be disturbed as he was resting. The duo was unaware that these four Kumaras happened to be the mind-born sons or the Manasputra of Brahma. The Kumaras challenged Jaya and Vijaya's words by saying that they were the devotees of Vishnu and Vishnu was always available for his devotees. Jaya and Vijaya, however, did not budge. Enraged by the sight, they cursed the twin gatekeepers to lose their divinity and take birth in the material world. On being cursed, Jaya and Vijaya let go of their arrogance and pleaded with the Kumaras to revoke their curse. Hearing the commotion, Vishnu inquired. Seeing Sri Vishnu appear before them, Jaya and Vijaya requested Sri Vishnu to lift the curse of the Kumaras. Vishnu said that the curse of the Kumaras cannot be reversed. Instead, he gave Jaya and Vijaya two options. The first option was to take 7 births on earth as a devotee of Vishnu, while the second was to take 3 births as his enemy. After serving either of these sentences, they can retain their stature at Vaikuntha and be with him permanently. Jaya and Vijaya could not bear the thought of staying away from their master for 7 lives and agreed to the second option to become his enemies. In the first birth, as the enemies to Sri Vishnu, Jaya and Vijaya were born as Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashyap. Born in the Satyayuga, Hiranyaksh was an Asura, the son of Diti and Kashyap Rishi. Hiranyaksh was slain by Lord Vishnu after he took the earth to the bottom of what has been described as the cosmic ocean. Lord Vishnu assumed the avatar of a boar, known as the Varaha avatar, and dove into the ocean to lift the earth, in the process slaying Hiranyaksh, who was obstructing him. The battle lasted 1,000 years. Hiranyaksh had an elder brother named Hiranyakashyap, who after having undertaken penance, made himself incredibly powerful and invincible unless several conditions were met. He was later slain by Lord Narsimha, another incarnation of Sri Vishnu. In the next Treta Yuga, Jaya and Vijaya were born as Ravan and Kumbhakaran and were killed by Lord Vishnu in his form as Ramchandra and Lakshman. At the end of the Dwapar Yuga, Jaya and Vijaya took their third birth as Shishupal and Dantavakra, and Lord Krishna appeared himself along with Balaram and killed them. So it is now known that the two attendants of the Lord in Vaikunt, named Jaya and Vijaya, became Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashipu in Satyayuga, Ravan and Kumbhakaran in Treta Yuga, and Shishupal and Dantavakra at the end of Dwapar Yuga. It has been noted by many that the strengths of Jaya and Vijaya gradually declined with each subsequent birth due to the Yuga effect. In their first birth, they are born as Asuras, who captured and ruled the entire earth individually. In their second birth, they are born as Rakshasas, ruling merely a region on earth. In the third birth, they are born as humans in Krishna's extended family. Moreover, Vishnu incarnated as two avatars to kill Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashyap in the Satyayuga. Born as Rama in Treta Yuga, he was able to vanquish both Ravan and Kumbhakaran. In the Krishna avatar during Dwapar Yuga, the killing of Dantavakra and Shishupal was not even the main purpose of his avatar, but rather they are slain to reduce the Bhubhar, meaning the burden on Bhumi due to too many sinners and non-truthful people. Because of their fruitive acts, Jaya and Vijaya agreed to become Lord's enemies, and when killed in that mentality, they attained salvation in oneness. In this way, Jaya and Vijaya attained liberation after 3 births.